1756 is struck by lightning. What is the role of Muddy Heaven Pill? Powerhouses such as C-Clan have already learned from Qian Mo and Shangao. Although they know that Muddy Heaven Pill is so powerful, the main material of this thing only exists in gloomy Soul Island. Even if they want it, they can't get it. There are some in the Little Dolphin, but they are not many. They were all given to him by Yang Kai before, and they are owned by him. C-Clan Princess Medicine Pill, who is embarrassed to get it. Even Lai Kong only took a Muddy Heaven Pill from his childhood when Dolphin was young to study, that's all. After studying it, he returned it to his own daughter. At this moment, Yang Kai actually gave out 500 void-grade Muddy Heaven Pills as soon as he opened his mouth. For C-Clan, this is nothing but a windfall. There are these 500 void-grade Muddy Heaven Pills, C-Clan. Several powerhouses can greatly enhance the power of the flesh body of the owner. So when I heard that Yang Kai would like to exchange 500 void-grade Muddy Heaven Pills for this sea god orb, Lai Kong couldn't stabilize his own emotions anymore, showing one's feelings in one's speech with joy. Not bad. Yang Kai smiled, nodded. 500 void-grade Muddy Heaven Pills, although they are a great fortune, they are nothing to High Heaven Sect. The Muddy Heavenly Lotus he brought back last time has been given to Chia Ning Chang is now, and she must have refined a lot of medicine pill after so many days. Lai Kong said dryly, how does this work? If Lai Kong Palace Master disagrees, then Yang also sorry to accept the Sea God Pearl. P greater than. Lai Kong pondered for a moment, and then nodded and said, since Sect Master Yang is so refreshing, Lai Kong doesn't bother, this king agreed. May the friendship between Sea God Palace and High Heaven Sect last forever. Quote. Well, 500 Muddy Heaven Pills. I will send them to the Sea God Palace. Please wait a few days. Yang Kai Chongjung C-Clan powerhouse hugged the cup, one fist in the other hand. Yang is goodbye, everyone stay. After speaking, Yang Kai stepped directly into the Space Law formation, and sent it to High Heaven Sect with the help of the formation formidable power. Outer. The Sea God Orb, which was accidentally obtained this time, is really useful to Yang Kai. Although he does not have any water attribute cultivation technique and secret technique, the 5 elements indestructible sword practice needs 5 elements supreme treasure. Among the 5 elements, fire attribute supreme treasure does not need to be considered. The energy contained in that piece of sun's true essence is immense. After Yang Kai has used it for such a long time, almost nothing happened to sun's true essence. Variety. It is the supreme treasure of the other 4 attributes, which are more or less detracted. Whether it is thunder tree, mysterious cloudy sunflower water, profound gold and great amplifier divine sand, it will not be supported for long. The Sea God Orb obtained this time is just used to replace mysterious cloudy sunflower water as the material for the practice 5 elements indestructible sword in the future. In the Sea God Orb, there is a source of the sea. The water attribute spiritual energy is abundant and pure. Compared with the mysterious cloudy sunflower water level, it is only high and not low. It is undoubtedly meeting the requirements, and the energy stored in it, definitely much more than mysterious cloudy sunflower water. It seems that I don't need to worry about the water attribute supreme treasure for the time being. But with Yang Kai's current identity, it's not difficult to really find these 3 elements, and it only needs 1 command to go down. But when the time comes, can it be comparable to this kind of sea god of supreme treasure? Not necessarily. After returning to High Heaven Sect, Yang Kai went to Yi Siyun and told him about the transaction between Own and Sea God Palace, and asked her to send someone to receive 500 void from Chia Ning Chang grade Muddy Heaven Pill sent over. Yi Siyun has never refused. In the next 2 months, Yang Kai ran among the famous cities and sects of Gloom Star, constantly arranging space law formation. 2 months later, based on the formation outside High Heaven Sect's traffic route covers almost the entire Gloom Star. As long as the disciplines need it, you can rush to any owner at any time. Want to go to the city? This kind of handiwork is unprecedentedly huge, and it is something that Gloom Star has never seen before. In this way, High Heaven Sect can not only control the situation and information of the entire Gloom Star anytime, anywhere, but also enjoy everything. Want to buy all kinds of materials from all over the world. Yang Kai put Heavenly Fate City in the last place. After all, he was going to see Qian Tong, so he simply put the arrangement of space law formation and the matter together. On this day, Yang Kai came to Heavenly Fate City. From in the sky overlooking this post-war city, Yang Kai couldn't help feeling a little. When he was living in Gloom Star, he was only Saint 2 layer. After these years, the owner has actually practiced to the peak of Gloom Star. In retrospect, it was outside Heavenly Fate City. Dragon Cave Mountain began to flourish, and gradually created the current High Heaven sect. In the past bit by bit, now I recall it as if it reappeared yesterday. Yang Kai slightly smiled and fell straight towards the city lord's mansion. After being looted by corpse spirit religion, Heavenly Fate City was devastated, but after such a long time of recuperation, today's Heavenly Fate City is prospering again. Fei Zhitu is still Heavenly Fate City Master. When Yang Kai met him, he had actually recovered the cultivation level of Void Return 3-layer. It seems that after being tortured by the Fang Fengqi of corpse spirit religion last time, he broke and stood up. Yang Kai couldn't help being a little happy for him, and after seeing Yang Kai, Fei Zhitu was even more excited. After learning about Yang Kai's intention, he immediately decided to let Yang Kai do it. Yang Kai is also welcome, and immediately began to arrange space law formation in Heavenly Fate City, connecting Heavenly Fate City and High Heaven Sect. In just 2 days, the space law formation has been set up. With the study of space law formation, Yang Kai has made perfect arrangements for this thing, which can save a lot of time. The white light flashed, Fei Zhitu disappeared from the space law formation. After a while, he appeared from the space law formation again, laughing heartily. Sure enough, it was teleported to the High Heaven sect. Now, it's okay. In the future, our 2 sects will be able to communicate at any time, and there is no need to worry about the delay of sending a letter for many days. Yang Kai lightly smiled, and suddenly asked, by the way, Senior Fei, is the money coming? Listening to Yang Kai asking Qian Tong, Fei Zhitu's expression immediately became serious and nodded. It has arrived, but seeing you are setting up the space law formation, not at all excuse me. You'd better go see him soon. Old Ghost Qian seems to have something that can't be solved. Can't even solve the problem. Yang Kai stunned, I really don't understand. What is it? Even Qian Tong, this kind of powerhouse, is at a loss. When he arranged the space law formation here, he had already asked Fei Zhitu to send a letter to Shadow Moon Palace. 2 days' time was enough for Qian Tong to arrive here. He didn't hesitate anymore, and quickly went to meet Qian Tong under the leadership of Fei Zhitu. In a hall of City Lord's mansion, Yang Kai stepped in. There were only 3 people waiting. These 3 are all Yang Kai's old acquaintance. Except for Qian Tong, they are Wei Guchang and Dong Xuaner. Seeing Yang Kai, Qian Tong's eyes lit up, said with a bitter smile, "You brat is counted. Forgive me for the old money, I thought there was no major event. So I didn't rush here. I have been running around in Gloom Star during this time." Yang Kai smiled awkwardly. If he knew Qian Tong was so eager, he would definitely be the first to come to Heavenly Fate City. Qian Tong laughed. It's not too rushed, otherwise old man will go to High Heaven Sect himself. On the side, Wei Guchang and Dong Xuaner both got up quickly. Say hello to Yang Kai. Yang Kai returned the gift, and spiritual mind swept it away, and found that the 2 people within the body Saint Yuan were galloping like a sea, and the internal chi was floating. It was obviously on the verge of breakthrough. It is indeed the most elite discipline of Shadow Moon Palace. After being promoted to the Void Return stage for less than 10 years, I have to do breakthrough again. It stands to reason that even with the aptitude of Wei Guchang and Dong Xuaner, 2 people, the cultivation level will not progress so rapidly. Yang Kai estimates that it is related to the last time corpse spirit religion messed up the Gloom Star. Martial artist can often force out all the potential of own under a desperate situation. Wei Guchang and Dong Xuaner, 2 people, were on the verge of death several times during that incident, which will be of great benefit to their future practice. It is always lively when young people meet. When Yang Kai was talking with Wei Guchang Dong Xuaner, Qian Tong Fei Zhitu not at all interrupted, but just looked at with a smile from the side. For a long while, Yang Kai just slapped his head and looked towards Qian Tong and said, "By the way, Mr. Qian, what is the matter with you looking for me? I heard Senior Fei say that this matter can't even be solved by you." Qian Tong's expression gradually became serious, nodded and said, "Well, old man really can't solve it, so I want to ask you. What is it? You should know if you take a closer look." Qian Tong not at all replied positively. After speaking, a mysterious force suddenly penetrated and radiated outward. Domain. It belongs to the domain that can only be owned by the Void King stage powerhouse. It is the ultimate evolution of the potential field. Qian Tong has only been promoted to the Void King stage for a few years. The domain is not too powerful in the Void King stage, but when his domain is released, the whole world seems to tremble. Fortunately, he is not at all against anyone present, but he has restraint, so even if Wei Guchang and the others are heavy and Saint Yuan is obscure, he will not suffer any harm. Yang Kai paid close attention to Qian Tong. Suddenly, his complexion changed, and spiritual mind was looking around Qian Tong. Seeing the appearance of Yang Kai, Qian Tong immediately knew that he had noticed something, and spared no effort to continue to maintain the own domain, so that Yang Kai could see it more clearly. For a long time, Yang Kai withdrew his gaze from his expression and frowned. Since you are the Gloom Star Master, should you see something wrong? Qian Tong asked after leaving the domain, looks at Yang Kai. Fei Zhitu and Wei Guchang Dong Xuan are at a loss. They don't know what happened to Qian Tong. From their point of view, Qian Tong has nothing wrong with it. Once the domain has passed released, the pressured person was a little out of breath. Heaven and Earth Law here, repelling you? Yang Kai asked suspiciously, with a shocked expression in his eyes. You can see it, Qian Tong sighed. What? Fei Zhitu turned pale with fright. Old Ghost Qian was rejected by Heaven and Earth Law. How is this kind of thing possible? Nothing impossible. Qian Tong smiled bitterly and shook his head. If it weren't for being rejected by Heaven and Earth Law, do you think Old Man was stabbed by thunder for no reason last time?